The latest batch of the Epstein files reveals that Jeffrey Epstein has close connections to former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak and even recommended that he looked into Palantir.
He thought there was two cyber companies. Look out, and even though I know Peter, I've never met Peter Thiel. And everybody says he sort of jumps around and acts sort of strange, like he's on drugs.
Smoking, yeah. He looks under drugs.
However, he has a company called Palantir. So he thought that Peter would put you on the board of Palantir. Peter Thiel is one of the best. I've never met him. He's going to come here next week. So I wanted to talk to him after I talked to you. Okay. He and Andreessen, it's called Andreessen Horowitz. They are the biggest venture capital people in Silicon Valley. So those two companies right away, in terms of, I said that we need now, in the next 3 weeks, if you're going to leave.
Palantir will later be given contracts by the state of Israel to help them commit their genocide of the Palestinians, where their AI software targeted Palestinian civilians at an over 90% rate. Jeffrey Epstein was also an early investor into Palantir, pouring over $40 million into the company. And to this day, the Epstein estate makes a fortune off of the genocide blood money that Palantir makes from United States and Israeli contracts. It was also revealed in the Epstein files how Peter Thiel and Jeffrey Epstein conspired behind the scenes to make the world a mess and divided by war so they can continue to profit. You cannot hate these people enough, man. Americans need to understand that our pedophile capitalist class do not fight war for national security or to defend you. War is a racket designed to increase their profits. There's no such thing as successful war, only never-ending profitable war.
What's poppin'? My friends, my family. You guys know I'm always in the lab cooking. And let me tell you, I prayed for moments like these. I prayed for moments like these for years, man, and now it's finally happening. The Great Awakening, the Great Tanky Vindication. I think that's what I'm going to call it. The Great Tanky Vindication. Anti-imperialists all around the world exposing the United States. The United States' Western chauvinist superiority is over now after this. But let me bring my guest in because I know she got a lot of thoughts. Can't wait to get my friend in. You guys know Sarah from DDG. She's always in the lab cooking as well. Thank you for joining me today, my friend Sarah from DD Geopolitics. How you doing, my friend? And make sure you check your audio, Sarah.
I said I'm dropping my glasses, but I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. You guys know I had to call you in today. I had to call Sarah, and Sarah's always cooking.
Yeah, I got a message from my beloved Zoya.
Yeah, Zoya's love, Zoya's
Anytime,
life.
anything Zoya asks, I just say when, how high, and what do I got to do?
We all love Zoya here. I want to get your thoughts on in your reaction on the Epstein files. I got in the show here today, but I want to get your thoughts on like whether you think anything's gonna happen. Like American media is covering this up, but fam, the entire world is eating good on these Epstein files, bro. You guys think that Chinese social media is not having a goddamn field day over this? You guys think, bro? RT has been going ham in the paint, 48 hours nonstop ever since this. So the world is eating good. They're being laughed out. They're being laughed at. The United States being exposed as a pedophile nation in Africa, South America. I know we're being censored. I'm gonna show you guys some example of that. But the world is eating good. So, Sarah, what's your reaction been to this?
I mean,
and do you think I'm overstaying this? I do believe this is one of the rare Great Awakening moments. I think.
Oh no, I agree wholeheartedly. We're you and I, we're way more international than the average American. Yeah. And I was saying on my stream today, you were there. I was like, for geopolitical analysts, there is going to be a before Epstein and an after Epstein. Because I was saying, I'm looking back on even just you just restricted to the last 30 years, and you're like, I look back on everything. And I'm like Ursula begging for the Ukrainian kids, the young virgin girls swinging their hair back and forth in Dubai. Nothing looks natural anymore at all. Yeah. It all looks very sick. So yes, that's my reactions have gone from obviously maniacally laughing at these people to just outright despair because it's It's so sick. And I mean, really, thank God for Russia.
Yeah, thank God for Russia. And I'm gonna cover later. I got a hotspot video about how Russia coming in to provide financial support for Cuba during Donald Trump's insane blockade. But yeah, the Mossad has been completely exposed. Now everyone is looking at everything that happened before. Every weird instance is being reanalyzed. Isn't that interesting? And that's why there's this massive consciousness shift. And the Epstein files is like, it's like every single conspiracy theory being woven and tied together all in one. And like this is like the grand connecting case. And that's why I did the hotspot about Mossad openly saying that he worked for the Rothschilds. And
I'm representing them, he said.
Yeah, representing the Rothschilds.
Which is way more than working for them. I'm speaking for them. I am them.
That's a good point. So all the people who didn't buy the influence and the demonic behavior of the Rothschild family, their eyes are being woken. They're being woken up. People realize that Pizzagate, a lot of the things that came from Pizzagate are satanic acts that the ruling class engaged in. And we've been living in the psyop for the last 15 years because Democrats manipulated Pizzagate and obviously the dumb right wing manipulated Pizzagate to make it all about partisanship. And they did that to delegitimize it. Like we now know that Poll, 4chan, the entire right wing movements across fake as fuck.
All of it.
Fake as fuck.
Like, I don't know. A lot of our viewers, we're older. I mean, I've known you since you and Rome were at it in like 2019. I was like a fan then of you and Rome. It's like, I want to be like Rome when I grow up. But everybody does. It's the generosity, I think. But now I live completely. I mean, I don't know if people remember like back then, but like Pizzagate and all of that stuff and how sensationalized it was and how out of control everything got and how it was made out to be completely bipartisan. I also don't think that they know, or completely partisan. I don't think that they know how important and how integral Poll, 4chan, and Reddit are to the creation of the alt-right in in America. Like, I need people to understand that the entire ideology, the memes, the characters, the sayings, the jargon, it all comes from Poll, 4chan. And now we're finding out that Epstein and Ghislaine and their cohort were some of the highest. Ghislaine was one of the highest ranking users on Reddit. She was the highest ranking user on Poll.
Super mod.
Yeah, she was a super mod. So these people were shaping the discourse on the right. The entirety of it is an op. And now you have Steve Bannon holding up his little puppet named Nick Fuentes to dance him around the. I'll give you all your flowers. I'll give you all your flowers. You can have every flower. Really, you can. I mean, and it just and it's just so transparent now. And I just cannot believe, sorry, I'm venting a little bit, that I have to watch a dude in a quarter zip literally LARPing as Jeffrey Epstein tell me not to be upset about what's going on in these files and that he has aura. This is and who put him up to that? He thought of that on his own. If you thought of that on your own, you're evil and demented. But I'm actually giving you the benefit of the doubt and saying that you didn't. And that fat slob put you up to it, and it makes sense. It makes complete sense. And guess what? We're not getting another Epstein. We already have one. Its name is Palantir. So the whole thing is just so disgusting and gross. I'm so glad that they're getting exposed. But I think it's going to take our own tenacity to make sure that we'll talk more about it. Like, stuff is followed through on.
You made a good point, because I'm going to hone in on the entire alt-right, modern Gen Z Republican being fake as fuck, because Nick Fuentes, I knew of him for years. I knew of him. I remember when he was a young kid. Like, his entire politics come from Poll. You guys realize that, right?
Hey, that's why he comes from Poll.
Like, he was like the most popular Poll white guy. Like, he was the most. That's how I knew him for before he massively blew up. He was an annoying virgin, loser, white kid from Poll. He got his entire politics from Poll. And now your entire politics was shaped by Jeffrey Epstein and his friends' manipulation, and he became popular because he was known as a guy who can articulate that in a very charismatic way, in a very engaging way. I said many times before, I don't think you get promoted by the algorithm like Nick Fuentes does by accident.
Not on an unverified account like that.
Look at how
the day he came back, Nick, we were in spaces and I was saying because people were so stoked, and I get it. And I said two things. One, this is the end of his career, just so you know, because the reason why he's alluring is because he can't be on this app. Okay. So that you're only going to get a good number 5 years out of this run. And that's being very generous. And I was like, two, you need to then ask yourself why they're allowing him back on this app, knowing what his rhetoric is. While we're going through a ban the ADL campaign, why would they allow him back on this app if not to sow more? And not saying that I disagree with a lot of Nick's points on Jews and Jewish power and those sort of mechanisms, but the low IQ anti-Semitism and the jokes and the memes are the things that really carried the movement through, right? Like the show has its points, and the groypers, whoever watches it, absorb those points, but they don't articulate them. It trickles down and memes and just discussing. I mean, we went through a whole year of them just in everybody's comments going, "You're a Jew, you're a Jew, you're a Jew, you're a Jew, you're a Jew, 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 Jew," and it was just like, this is so low IQ and ridiculous. And now they've the pendulum swung the other way, and all these other people are left holding the bag. They're like, what do we do now? The groypers are saying they're saying that I'd rather be around Jews than third worldists, or I'd rather be around, like Nick said the other night, we got to defeat the left. The left is who we got to defeat. He's right back into it. That is Bannon. That sounds just like Bannon, the evil left, the commie left. It's a boomer. It's boomerisms.
Nick Fuentes went from warning his audience about how Jewish pedophiles control the world to then saying Jewish pedophiles are based. Like, he's selling Jeffrey Epstein merch. I said many times before that Nick Fuentes was an op designed to shift the consciousness. Remember, the 2008 financial crisis radicalized a ton of people, and they needed a direction for a lot of poor white people to go. So that's why you had Nick Fuentes be propped up to advocate organizing based on race, promoting a culture war. And it's revealed in the Epstein files that they wanted Americans to fight over culture war and keep them divided so they can continue to plunder, so they can continue to do whatever they want with the cattle. And you guys know I'm friends. I love Haas. I'm friends with Haas. He had a great post on this.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on showing this, but I think since we're on this conversation, this is a great warm-up conversation. Now you guys know why I love to have my friend Sarah on the show. I'm going to show this before we get started. Our next segment will be how the Epstein files is delegitimizing the entire West. Western governments are being rocked by it, fam. But let's go through this too about Haas. Haas this is a great point that he makes, how, because in the Epstein files it was revealed that that Noam Chomsky and Epstein, they all believe in eugenics, racism, IQ, conspiracy theories, and you see how they talk about humans, they view them as subhumans. And Sarah, feel free, if you have anything to thought, you can interrupt me.
We're gonna get to it after you're done Haas thing. But this Noam Chomsky thing has me livid.
Oh, I definitely gotta get your hot take on that. Because Aaron took a lot of heat because Aaron was like,
there it is. You don't get to do tribalism, Aaron, whether it's because you're both Jewish or because you're both socialist or whatever it is that you guys do. These are children.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but we have to have a line. If we're not going to have a line for any of the minorities or the people classes, I'm not talking about Aaron. Aaron obviously protects minorities and classes and marginalized people. We're not going to protect kids. He was on the Lolita Express after Jeffrey Epstein had already gone to prison. I'm sorry, but a person like Noam Chomsky should never get on a plane named the Lolita Express alone, let alone after the sex offender is released from prison for soliciting a minor for prostitution. I don't understand this. I can do without his work. I'll use Michael Parenti. You could literally take Noam Chomsky's entire body of work away from me and I would not care. I will find a ton of other. Do not forget that Noam Chomsky is the one who told Nasrallah that it is not Jewish Israeli elites controlling America. It is Americans controlling Israel. And look at where the hell we are now. Do you know how many lives that probably cost? I don't want to hear it. And I hate to say it because we don't really get along that great, but Fiorella cooked his ass. Fiorella cooked that ass. It was beautifully done. And then he doubled down and she cooked his ass again. Like cooked the leftovers and ate them. Like it was just, it's crazy. Kavor came down on him and he even tried to apologize today and he got called out on it and said, you're not going to apologize now because of the backlash. Not at all. This guy was into eugenics and pedophilia. What?
Drop your hero worship.
Yeah, Norm Finkelstein's in there saying the two of you are pedophiles and should be effing strangled.
they try to get Epstein. He like, I'll fucking slap the shit out of you.
Right? He said, I want to throttle them in public or something like that. Such a Norm thing to say.
Drop your hero worship. I stopped being impressed with the academic class a few years ago. Like once you actually start studying these things, I've been studying these issues of geopolitics. It's 2000. Like it's been 7 years now since I've been doing this, guys. Whether you know via Twitch, me and Rome, we used to be on Spaces all the time back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember Commie Corner. There were a lot of stuff I did before RB, and I was like, 7 years in, there's no one I could care less about than the opinion of an academic. No. Like, I always was more in the line of the Kwame Ture style thinking. Once I discovered Kwame Ture, like Chomsky was boring after that.
Well, yeah, it is boring. It's like sock dem stuff.
Yeah, so it's time to move on from Chomsky. I want to get to this tweet from Haas. I didn't read it yet. This is a great point. And that's why I like Haas and the ACP because they've been going after the fascists. Like they go after the Goipers. They go after the far right. And not only do they try to persuade the people in the working class who are misled, they aggressively attack the far right leaders. That's why like Nick Fuentes has all these people blocked. Like they have all these meme accounts making fun of Fuentes, and they always go viral. And you can tell that they're in shambles over this opposition. Compare that to like the DSA level. Like, no, we can't engage with them. We can't engage with them. We got to deplatform. What doesn't work. I like the idea of clowning them and intellectually.
Yeah, you've been clowning them for like forever, as long as I can remember, not giving a fuck. Like you've been a great sort of vanguard for that. So you really held it down. You have called them out from day one.
He does this thing where he pretend he don't see me, bro. Like I know you're racist. I know you're racist. You don't want to like engage with a black Marxist, but bro, I will have. And you don't ratio Nick Fuentes because he's bot boosted, but bro, I will have tweets with thousands of likes under his, and then he will send his army after me, and then I will ratio them. This has been going on for like 2-3 years now. Like I'm glad Sarah see me cooking them. That's why I see like Haas and this side, they don't even really focus on like worrying about these irrelevant DSA shit lists. I see them fighting the fascists. Like so people wonder why I'm cool with ACP. Like I see them fighting fascists. Like literally. I'm only going to fight against the fascists. Anyway, let's get this to it. I've been hyping this tweet for a while. I think this is a fantastic tweet from my friend Haas. In secret, the ruling classes are fascists like Epstein. Now let's break this down. We can almost break this down sentence by sentence because a lot of people are horrified.
Yeah, fascism is cool now, right? No, because you all forgot what the fuck it actually was.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, Sarah. You're cooking tonight. They believe in eugenics, racialism, which Chomsky does too. It's like, wow, man. And the view majority of humanity as subhuman. And by the way, if you guys believe in like...
Just say it. Why doesn't he say it? Not the majority of humanity, the Goyim.
Yeah.
Only the Gentiles in those emails refer to the Goyim, the useless eaters as they call them. In the last email I just found, somebody was talking to Bill Gates and asked him, like, isn't there a way we could just get rid of all the poor people? But if you go in those files and search Goyim, they're talking about killing us. They're talking about us just being animals here to serve them. Dude, it's really scary. It's
dark. Because that's what pissed me off about the corporate media, and I discussed it a little bit on Monday. On Monday, like I had like a 3-hour meltdown. Like it was a 3-hour meltdown stream. I want them all dead. So anyway, I'm gonna try not to do that today.
But like, you know what I mean? We've been I don't want to say engaging. That's a bad word. We've been debating and kind of fighting with these people for 3 years and understanding that they don't view Palestinians as human at all. They've let us know that as well. And these emails and the things in them prove that they all think like that. Well, the majority of them. They think about all of us like that is what I should say. Not they all think like that. They think about those that dehumanize Palestinians are dehumanizing the rest of us as well. We're all the same.
And people like, doesn't the photos of the dead babies disturb you? Nigga, they do that too. They do that personally. Like, we now know they had incubator women, girls. Like, girls they impregnate so they can have babies that they will sell on the black market, use as ritual sacrifices. And they do that kind of stuff because, like Sarah said, they view Goyim as playthings, as cattle for the Jewish supremacists. And one thing, as I finish my thought, one thing that drives me crazy about the media is they're not covering the fact that these people are mass murderers. Like, obviously, the rape and the pedophilia is very bad, but why is there this like massive lack of awareness, and why there's no conversation about the fact that these guys engaged in mass murder campaigns of young children? And there was a email I saw where it showed how Epstein had a tunnel, and he used this tunnel to throw dead bodies down, and this tunnel was connected to the ocean. And then, and the dead bodies would be eaten by sharks. There was messages that showed that Donald Trump was burying girls in like golf courses. Mm-hmm. So obviously, rape and pedophilia is a bad part of this. But why no one also talk about like the mass murder aspect of this? Like, these Jewish supremacists, like psychopaths, are engaging in mass murder of the Goyim. But let's continue this. And I think this is a great point that Hodge is making. He is explaining that despite what we're seeing from the Epstein files, this is a belief that comes for the entirety of the ruling class. Why do you guys think he had institutional support? Why do you guys think that he was such in high esteem in the West? This is what they all believe. They all believe that we are what's getting plaything to them. Anyway, let me continue this. I don't want to be on it too much longer. If they have been open about their views or platformed them in mainstream media or academia, they would have been overthrown. So instead, they astroturfed them as edgy and anti-establishment red pills on anonymous image boards. Once again, Hodge is cooking here. We were just talking about this, Sarah. So the ruling class didn't make their ideology public. They use polls, which you guys don't know. I saw some people asking what that is. That's 4chan, the notoriously uncensored and racist. Now we know why it was, because it was programmed to be that way. So they have these red pill anonymous image boards, which I'm pretty sure, like, there are many members of the ruling class that was part on them. There was leaks and reports that show that 50% of the users on 4chan and poll are actually Israelis. Like, that was revealed a few years ago. And so what Hodge is explaining here is they use these messaging apps and these right-wing platforms as a way to distill this ideology to the populace. Anyway, let me continue. Making an entire generation adopt openly secret anti-human ideology of the elites. They simultaneously funded and bankrolled insane libtards, I love this point, to make leftism absurd and retarded to the majority, propping them up in mainstream institutions to foment rightist backlash. The real red pill, now this is I did the exclamation mark. The real red pill was left-wing all along. Like, the tankies like myself, RBN, we was the real answer, the real red pill against the establishment. What a twist, as he says here. So, Sarah, I'll give you last thoughts on this tweet. This is a great tweet from my friend Hodge. I just had him on not too long ago. It's always fun talking to him. Any thoughts that you have, Sarah?
Bangers from Haas and a banger from Dugan today too. I saw an article from Dugan. It was so fire. It was like the Western politicians are exactly what we thought they were. They're
Can you share the link?
Yeah, I got you. Satanic files, etc., etc.
Yeah, feel free to take your time and find. I'm gonna read some chats, and I'll bring it up if you can find it. Aaron Mate defending Chomsky. Wow. Also, Aaron has had some very bad takes on Syria too, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he had good takes on Syria. I don't pay that closely attention, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was pretty solid on Syria, exposing the fake gas attacks and all that stuff. I didn't like his takes on lesser two evil voting.
He posted it.
I don't know if he changed it, but I remember a few years ago he was an advocate of lesser two evilism. But hey.
He advocated for regime change in Iran and tried to hide it behind being like, my friend told me this. It's like, why would you post that at all, you dumb idiot?
He pulled the Ryan Graham. So this is what you shared me. I'll read the super chat here. I appreciate the support. We had a big super chat day because I had a meltdown on Monday. Like, bro, I'm surprised that stream is up. Like, I'm surprised. I had to end the RBN stream. Like, bro, I'm gonna get RBN in trouble. I end the RBN stream early. I like, fuck it. This is about to be my last stream. So you guys, there was a big super chat support for Monday, and I appreciate that, fam. Let me read this. I'm gonna end the RBN stream. So if you're on the RBN stream, make sure you guys check out our alternative platforms. I'm also streaming on X. I'm also on Twitch. Also, Nick Cruz, my personal YouTube channel, I'm trying to build up. Make sure you guys check that out. So I'm going to end the RBN stream here before we move on. So this last super chat I read, and I'll get back to some more. The denizens of the empire are just as demonic as the rulers. I want to say just as demonic because you can say cowardly. Like you can use that. But one thing that people need to understand that we live in the most violent empire in modern human history, probably ever. Like people like to fearmonger about Iran and mass murdering in Iran. People like to fearmonger how authoritarian states. Bro, everyone in America knows that if we ever try to rebel against the capitalist class, they will murder you. They will murder you. Like everything that they project are enemies of being. Like people will accuse like North Korea being this crazy state you ever had to send in. No, everything you think about North Korea is true of the United States. So yeah, I wish more people in the empire. I think a lot of people are so stuck trying to survive. You know what I mean? In the United States, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to take care of the family, being harassed by the police state. Probably because I'm a tankiest fuck and I believe in the potential of the working class, but I try to keep my anger at the top. I think the American people obviously can do more. I'm not saying they deserve flack or whatever, but the passivity of the American working class is also reflected in the evil, violent tendencies of the ruling class. But I'm not telling you guys to take it easy on Americans. I love bashing Americans too. That's just my perspective. So thank you for your perspective as well. Your super chat. I think your opinion is valid. I'll just giving you guys another alternative way to think about it. This is what you shared. Do you want to speak on this a little bit? I'm kind of scrolling through. I haven't seen this at all.
I loved it. I didn't get a chance to read the full article, but I mean,
Yeah.
just this statement on this alone, just this short statement from Dugan. And I often am the one in Dugan's comments, like, have you gone crazy? Or I'm always in his comments, like, are you insane?
Yeah.
Like, so I was really happy to see this from him. But yeah, I really loved it.
So I'll read the tweet. I'm interested. I haven't seen. I'm interested in seeing what he said. The first sentence immediately got me hooked. The Western world has collapsed. Yeah, we're gonna get to that soon, bro. The UK government is on the verge of collapse.
I think Keir Starmer has to resign.
He's done. That's gonna be our next segment. That's our main story. But we kind of have fun cooking here. We're gonna get to that here very soon. Just let me know how you do on time, sir. I know you had a stream earlier. I'm gonna try to keep this around an hour to 90 minutes. I did a 3-hour stream last night, so I'm not gonna.
My God, but you
bro, I was fucking angry, bro. Zoya's life. She came in, helped me give a break. I love Zoya.
Wait, we gotta talk to the eugenicists in the Epstein files to clone Zoya, so I can have a Zoya. They're good for something. I need a Zoya. I'm trying to like make my own. I have like a few. It's just I need like 8 people to be one Zoya, so we're gonna just have to clone her.
If humanity had more Zoyas, we would be living in the golden age.
That's what Noam Chomsky should have done. He should have just cloned Zoya.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, Zoya has been an activist. She's been on the ground fighting for a very, very long time.
Forever.
I started 10 Demands with her. She don't like she's.
I remember 10 Demands.
If you guys don't know why she don't show her face, she was like the police tried to retaliate against her because of her activism. Like she's been the victim of retaliation. So people are like, why don't Zoya show her face? Like, bro, no, keep her camera off. We need to keep Zoya safe. Anyway, let's read this tweet. I haven't seen it at all. That's why I'm more interested in seeing it myself. The Western world has collapsed. Not a single Western political leader, whether in the United States or the European leader, retains any moral authority. Oh, I'm glad you shared this because this is a great tie into our very next segment.
Oh, perfect. I'm psychic.
It's perfect. We in sync, my friend. We in sync. This is a coming out. Virtually the entire global West appears as a pedophilic, satanic organization. Fam, I covered on Monday, just one of the main things. They had real GTA 5 storylines, like where the CIA and the FBI, the Mossad was murdering FBI agents in Mexico. There was a hidden civil war So the people in the government who didn't pick up on what their real job was, because we know the real job of law enforcement in the United States is to protect the pedophilic elite. Marxism proven right once again. We've been saying that. So now there will be like some law enforcement people like, no, I'm above that. I'm actually going to fight for the victims of the Epstein. No. They were like, bro, we will murder you. And they put them in the dirt. So yeah, I think this is I don't think it's exaggeration to say this is a pedophilic satanic.
I don't know what else to call it. I really don't. Yeah. And I'm not that type of person. I'm not a Pizzagate, and I'm not a religious person. I just don't know what else to call it.
The United States is
nothing secular. Nothing secular will explain this. It's otherworldly.
The United States is a glorified arms dealer masquerading as a state. And they also engage in massive human trafficking on an institutional level, but many Americans are not ready for that conversation. These members, they literally worship Baal, fam. I'll explain this on Monday. Baal is the harvest god that used to be worshipped by the Babylonian elite. And the Babylonian elite used to worship, sacrifice children because even then they believed that the blood of children can expand the lifespan. That's why Baal hits him being a harvest god. He also like a fertility god, a long lifespan god. So they worship this guy and they use child sacrifice in an attempt to expand their life. He was into transhumanism. Fam, this is darkness on another level. And once again, as they covering this stuff up in the West, you guys, it's not being covered up in Russia. They were having a field. This is what Dugan is writing. They were having a field day among the global majority. God knows what many African publications are writing about. And South, bro, this is being censored in the West, but not around the world. We're even seeing in the UK, there's a massive backlash that's not happening here. The Western world is cooked, and that was Dugan is explaining here. But let me continue this. I'm glad you brought this to my attention, Sarah. This is a great, quick write-up. It is the end of any claim of leadership, any claim of Western leadership. Now, anyone entering into agreements with a Western politician must understand that they may be sitting beside a maniac and a murderer. Everyone's starting to sound like the anti-imperialists, the American communists who have been calling out George W. Bush Jr., Bill Clinton, Barack Obama as murderous psychopaths. And you guys see how this is becoming extremely mainstream thought. Well, I wouldn't say Dugan's mainstream, but I think you guys get my point. Both left and right are implicated in this pedophilic network. This is the West. Therefore, after this publication of this evidence, either humanity will destroy the system, this monstrous totalitarian sect, or the West will destroy humanity by transforming the entire planet into something that resembles Epstein's Island. That's such a banger point by Dugan. I don't follow Dugan that much, but this is a great point by him, which has already become a symbol of the modern West as a whole. And I don't know if you guys remember, but this is why I was saying under the light of Gaza, how the Israelis and the Jewish supremacists in the West are trying to drag humanity back into the darkness. They try to normalize that. As Epstein said in his email, he wants to bring back tribalism. That's when he said that. I think that was in reference of him saying that Brexit was great. He said, it's time for us to embrace tribalism. This is what they want. They want to turn the world stage into Gaza, the goyim are easy picking. And as I covered in my intro hotspot video, they conspired with Peter Thiel, one of many of these people he conspired with in starting all these wars and destabilizing the world because the American ruling class would benefit. And hey, if you have all these war zones, if you have all these refugees, it makes running a sex trafficking ring that much easier. So this is a banger article from Dugan here. Any other thoughts from Sarah? And I'm gonna get to our main story today.
I thought that it was really important. The one anyone entering into agreements, or the part where he says may be sitting beside a maniac and a murderer. And we need to be. If we can't get, we will pressure America, obviously, but we also need to ask the international community to start pressuring their leaders to cut off diplomatic ties or to stop communications. Gustavo Petro, we're done. You really went after you made that speech and said, that the United States wants to kill Mia Maduro because we know about the Epstein list and it's ran by pedophiles. And then you went to the White House and gave him a signed hat. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So people need to start holding their governments accountable and tell them, like, you cannot be meeting with Americans. Not until they clean up what's going on.
This is what I was saying on Monday as well, Sarah. I was saying that humanity cannot go back to the status quo. It must be just like BC and AD. It got to be a before Epstein and after Epstein. Because if humanity doesn't adjust to this information, and even just 35 minutes in, we're just scratching the surface. We're really going to plunge into an era of darkness and immorality. You know what I mean?
The long length of time that these people operated, we're talking about the 80s until now. And they're still operating in some capacity. So we're talking about 40 years minimum. Not to talk, you know, that the Groypers are saying Roy Cohn was based. But anyway, we're not going to take his life into account, which is another 40 years before that. For at least 50 years, they have been preying on women and children and probably boys and men as well. Who knows? Guys, this is, and they've been experimenting on them. We talked about it on our show today. They were talking about him and a MIT scientist were talking about gene editing embryos and babies in Ukraine. So this is on the scale of like atrocities, like, you know, that are going on in Israel, like in the torture sites. Like, this is really serious. If people are motivated to hold their governments accountable for Gaza, which they should absolutely be. We need to be like, you can't, done, because Israel and the United States are one entity at this point. And if you're going to BDS Israel, you need to start BDSing America, period. Like, I don't know what else to tell people. Yeah, we're going to have to go through some really hard times. Are we willing to do that? I'm willing to do that for Palestinians and our effing children. Yeah. I'll live in my car. Like, I don't understand what we're doing here. I really don't get it. If we can't protect the weakest in our society from these people, then we're not gonna be able to protect ourselves. We might as well just die.
Yeah, there has to be an adjustment. I said before, I think we need to embrace militias. Like, I can't share too much, but I'm gonna start a gun club. Like, cause I have.
You guys had that, didn't you? Have something like that?
Rome has the care party, and they are a armed party, and I want to expand that because I have a friend. I have a close friend who just got his first. My friend just bought his first gun, and he was showing me, and we supposed to go out to the gun range. I'm about to get my first gun as well because I was discussed like if the left had our shit together, we would have been had militia started. I think I'm gonna start. I don't know exactly how to build this up yet, but maybe start as a gun club. Maybe show up to some events, maybe meet together, go to shooting ranges, build camaraderie with each other. Maybe have some sort of training sessions. I'm not sure how exactly this will work. I'm working this out on my mind, but start small. But in a reality where we react to this, we will have a militia that will protect the victims. Like, you know what? Like, one of the most disturbing things is how Donald Trump and his friends talk about how they just can easily erase any Epstein accuser, how they say they're going to blow their brains out and they're going to kill their entire family. We need to create a reality where we have, like this person said, true citizen policing and almost like a civilian protection agency. Like, if you blowing the whistle on the billionaires and you feel like your life is threatened, you come under the protection of our militias. Yeah, I do need to be careful. I need to move on. I'm surprised that they let me talk all this stuff on Monday.
He said, be careful, Nick. I wish I had good viewers that said, be careful when I'm going, choo, choo, choo. You know?
Yeah. I'm going to listen to my audience. I'm going to stop there.
Messaging me. He's like, you can only say the Jew word one more time. Like, you cannot say it anymore.
We got to push to see how much they allow us to do because, hey, I'm going to take advantage of the Second Amendment as long as we have it. These are things I'm seriously thinking about. Like, you see how they could just hunt people down. You guys think they wouldn't hunt me down if they didn't have a chance? Like, people threaten my life all the time. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, bro, I wish you would show up. But my whole thing is like, bro, if they're gonna send people after me, send GM after me, because this is what they do. It's been exposed in the Epstein files. These people are murderous. So are we gonna adjust to that, or are we gonna continue to live as if pacifism is a thing? I'm legit. I'm not bullshitting you guys. I got people that got armed. I know people have guns, and I'm literally reaching out to them. I'm about to get armed up. I'm start looking. Like, if they send one of these G-men after me, I'm sending them back in the body bag. They're gonna have to fucking fight me because I'm all these emails talking about how they're retaliating. I'm sure this one I just saw these guys. You guys see how fucking disgusting these people are? Why are they covering up for these people? Look, you guys see this is what they redacting. thank you for the fun night. Your little girl was a little naughty.
Your littlest girl.
Your littlest girl. Yeah, I'm glad. Bro, come on, man. Not only do I support the death penalty for these people, I want to be the one who do it. like I would sign up for that job. This is another one I just saw. Like this is what I referenced earlier. I showed a lot of these on my 3-hour stream, but bro, we were just scratching the surface.
Dude, he talks about eugenics with the crown princess of effing Norway. He talks about eugenics with a Rothschild female. He talks about having babies and planting babies with Fergie fucking Ferguson of the UK, who used to be the Duchess of York. Like, this is incredibly insane. Like, I don't know that people understand how insane this is. The Duchess of York asked him to marry her. The Norwegian princess, it's now rumored that she was pregnant with his baby. Like, I don't know what people understand. Like, what is like the level of this? And they're all saying, I've never been to the island. Bitch, I don't care about the island. You've been to Palm Springs. You've been to Zorro Ranch. We know there are bodies at Zorro Ranch. Yep. Now they're saying that they were kids are saying they were auctioned off at Palm Springs and Mar-a-Lago.
Yep.
I believe it. But you're going to tell me I didn't go to the island. Bitch, what? The whole world was the fucking island. He was hanging out in Saudi. He was in Dubai. He was everywhere trying to get into it. He was all over Israel. He was everywhere. I'm so sick of hearing people, I didn't go to the island. I don't give a shit. If you talk to him after he went to jail with the Pam Bondi cover-up, where they gave him the minimum that they could have given him because he was caught soliciting sex from a child, and they let him out on work release where he only had to spend 90 hours of time in jail a week. If you talk to him after that, you're an enabler, if not an actual pedophile. You're an aiding and abetting crimes against children.
It made my blood boil just thinking about it. I had, bro, I said on Monday, I can't describe the amount of bloodlust I felt. It was almost like it was like a new emotion that was it's the same way I felt during the IDF, when I saw the genocide in Gaza. I was reading every email, and my blood level was rising. And I had to stop a few posts I was about to send on Twitter because I didn't want to get banned.
Do you know what it's like? I lost the right to have visitation with my child because the Bellingcat piece of shit media and the Wall Street Journal printed that I was going to change my name, kidnap my daughter, and run off to Russia. Which I probably am going to run off to Russia after this. And I wish I could take my daughter with me. But regardless. These same people were harming and possibly killing kids. And I wasn't allowed to see mine because I posted nice things about Russia on Twitter. I can't live like this. The injustice is too big.
This makes me sick, man. Makes me sick. Should make everyone sick. Should make everyone furious. I'm furious just thinking.
And the wealth that they've extracted from us, that all needs to be redistributed. This is insane. These people have so much money. It's not even you can't even fathom the amount of money and the amount of wealth. Well, to them, they don't even consider it wealth. They consider it energy, power and energy that they've extracted from us. That they've extracted from them. They've eaten our children, literally. You know, the picture of Saturn eating his child? That's them. I don't, man, it's crazy. It's so crazy. It's so deep.
Yeah. This is why I'm glad I had to bring Sarah on because we need it's like a therapy session damn near. I have my 3 hours. We got as a collective population, we all need hardcore therapy. And I said this on Monday. This was hopium. I hope that this leads to a massive global awakening because I showed a few messages of people on 4chan and Poe realized that they was used as youthful idiots. And I hope that people use this time to realize they were being manipulated by the pedophilic elite. And there's this massive change in consciousness. I'm doing my part to try to make that a reality. I'm very happy that I radicalized and I implemented class consciousness among people in my own life. The people in my own life don't engage in this capitalist, decadent behavior. I made a lot of changes and I changed a lot of people in my own personal life. I'm very happy over the last few years. I told you guys my family all radicalized now, quote unquote radicalized. I don't have no Zionist family members. I don't have no one that's fucking supporting the system. I had a personal revolution in my personal life. The whole like people follow like my family. I'm sharing my hotspot video on Facebook. My uncle like, man, you spitting truth. I'm like, bro, what? I thought you was a conservative.
My mom
you guys remember? I don't know if you guys remember there was a long time ago. I told you guys I had an uncle who voted for Michael Bloomberg in one of the primaries. And it was a story I told you guys this a long time ago. And I was like, bro, I would never talk politics with this uncle. Bam, I just saw him a few months ago. This motherfucker said he likes my content. I'm like, bro, what? Anyway. So the point I'm making is I'm changing lives in my personal life. I implore you guys to log off, change your own local community as well. Get involved in your own community. I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying my best to, like, especially with the Epstein file shit. Like, bro, it made me almost want to change like completely how I live. Like, we got as a working class, we got to be completely counter. Like, we got to live clean, pristine. Like, if the ruling class is gonna be full of pedophilic sex criminals, we need to live clean, prestige, lives of honor. Like, we gotta, you guys see what I'm saying? I'm kind of riffing here, but you guys see, like, we gotta take how they living and live the exact opposite. Like, we gotta love our family, we gotta protect our children, and there's gotta be a radicalization moment. I'm like, bro, I almost want to log off the internet forever after saying this shit. Like, I almost just want to enjoy nature. Like, I'm thinking about how do you think, like, we live one life. Like, how do we change things and make a revolutionary change in our own life? I hope I'm making sense. I'm just talking shit now. Sarah had a lot of thought-provoking things to say. Anything else you want to add before I get to our segment here?
Well, if you want to talk about after the segment, I do want to talk about the DHS stuff, because this, along with this Epstein stuff, is kind of making me super nervous. So last night they said the DHS, the FBI. Now, we talked about the Somali daycare fraud being a psyop. I covered it extensively on my show, how it was really an Israeli money laundering operation, but you guys can watch my show to see all of that. So that they're not prosecuting anybody in that. Thankfully, I'm very sorry that 2 people had to die for this. For this content creation or this TikTok, whatever it was that they did in Minneapolis. So they're not going after anybody for the fraud. We have no evidence that they're even deporting anybody or any significant numbers. They're not even counting. We know DHS is buying up warehouses and mega churches like it's nobody's business. And now today they're asking tech companies to turn over lists of people that are critical of Trump.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, okay, we have Ellison completely banning the word Epstein on TikTok. What if Epstein becomes anti-Semitic or talking about it, or we're not allowed to talk about it? Then what?
I'm glad that this ICE thing is serving as a big wake-up call for Americans.
I want to give props to the left. I never said you were wrong, because I fucking hate ICE. I had to throw out my Chinga La Migra shirt, though, because it got all weird and cracked. I need to get a new one. But anyway, I hate ICE, but I want to give props to the left for like saying fuck ICE from the very beginning. Yeah. I'm just really sorry that it even got to this. I'm so sad. Like, I'm really sad watching this like police state usher itself in while like we're reading about like people like harming our kids. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I never thought it would get this bad this fast.
Yeah, I feel extremely vindicated with 10 demands. You guys know 10 demands we called for the abolishment of ICE years ago.
2020.
I mean, like years ago.
2020. You guys had 10 demands. Yep, the yellow vests and everything.
Me and Zoe, we met with a lot of these scholars. As we were drawing up these demands and completely dismantling DHS and ICE. These are things I'm talking about years ago, fam. Like, you realize I have a certain amount of fatigue. I have fatigue, guys. Like, search my catalog on my channel right now. Go ahead and do it. So go on Twitter, search my name for ICE. Like, search. Go on the search bar, put ICE, and then sort it by my profile, and look at how many times I reported on ICE over the years. And then you guys know when I used to report on these videos during the Biden administration, I used to run all these stories about ICE, how they were denying people medical care, how they had hunger strikes under ICE, how they was engaging in raids and murdering Americans. Yeah, they murder Americans under Biden too, guys. Just no one gave a fuck. I did these stories, Sarah. I showed how they had indention. They used slavery in ICE detention camps. I covered it all, fam. You guys know how I haven't done a lot of those segments recently because I covered those segments for years. And look at my catalog. It never failed. It was always my lowest performing videos. Like, They were like, man, Nick, I need you to bash Bernie Sanders. Those videos do great. Like whenever I did video bashing AOC and Bernie Sanders, you know what I mean? Then I would do a segment on ICE. And then it would never moved. There was all that and Julian Assange. I mean, Julian Assange and ICE was always my lowest performing videos, but I was still doing it anyway. Like, fuck, man, this about fuck my algorithm up. So like, when the Democrats get elected again in 2028, people gonna go sleep again? Like, you guys know I've been through this process over and over again. Then the Republican get in charge, and people like start getting outraged again. This is what the communists and the Marxists have been doing. We warn people about the.
We've been warning about the police state since before 2020. 2020 is when we started to get really serious about it because of George Floyd. The George, not because of him, but because of the fallout and everything that came after that. I mean, I really, and I don't want to do a shameless plug, but I need you guys, like, if you guys have time, go back and at least watch the segment on my show where Andre talks about
just watch for sure
the father in Ukraine that had to build a false wall to hide his daughter behind it so the Ukrainians didn't get her. Like, I don't know that what if we get to that point?
Yeah, make sure y'all check out Sarah's stream yesterday. Like, I told you guys I don't watch a lot of independent media.
I do watch you.
It's me and my homies.
I like Judge Napolitano a lot because they're like the old dudes. They're like the good old boys. So I go watch them. I'm like, let me go see what the dads are talking about.
I told you, back when I used to sell cars, there was a ton of downtown. I watched everybody. I used to watch a ton of independent media. I used to even watch my op just to see what they say. I don't do it now because I don't want people to even inspire the way I think at all. So I just listen to my homies. I listen to Sarah, my RBN comrades. I love Nico House, my hotspot brother.
Nico's the best. His kids are so beautiful. Oh my god.
Yeah, Nico's kids about to be smart as hell. This boy is bursting.
So gorgeous. He's got gorgeous kids.
I love Nico House. I tell you guys, Nico House is one of the most underrated leftist thinkers in the world. Period. Before there was RBN, there was Nico House. All right, let's get to this segment here.
Oh, sorry, we got off on a bit of an
I'm good. I'm enjoying myself. I'm trying to be considerate to you, Sarah, because you've been cooking. Like, that's the only thing I care about. I'm having a great time. I did 3 hours on Monday. Like, I'm increasing my stamina. I'm trying to get that Gen Z.
Oh my god, these motherfuckers can stream 6 hours. I'm like 2 hours. I'm like, all right, we gotta go.
I don't got that stamina, man. I don't have that. I'm trying to build it up. It's like a theoretical muscle, a figurative muscle. I'm trying to build up my streaming stamina, bro. Like, even like people I don't like. I gotta give Hassan Piker credit. You guys know I can't stand Hassan Piker, but that motherfucker will sit there in the chair for 8 hours. Like, damn, that's why that motherfucker making a ton of money. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into it. I don't want to keep my guests too long, though. What's poppin'? Zoya's Love, Zoya's Life. Maybe on my solo shows, I'm trying to do a little bit longer. So, Sarah, let me know how you're doing. That's what I'm mostly worried about. I'm trying to make sure I don't keep you too long. So let's get to this segment I've been hyping for a while. This has been my main story of the day. The title, Western Governments Rocked by the Epstein Files, Anti-Imperialists Around the World, Vindicated. We kind of covered that last part for a bit. And you covered how the Norwegian royal family, they're fucked. The British royal family, they're fucked. They throwing the former crown prince, the prince under the bus, but the whole royal family has been utterly discredited. And the royals they was already falling off in terms of influence. The only people who gave a fuck about the royals was mostly like the Piers Morgan boomers. like Piers Morgan loved him some fucking royal. And you guys are the most propagandized baby brain mush people of all time. The UK is everything they tell you North Korea is. They're the most. Anyway, I'll move on. But anyway, the royal family absolutely cooked, and show you how much the UK is intellectually brain corrupted and full of brain rot. This is what the retards in the UK are doing right now. They're trying to convince you that Epstein was a Russian spy.
I can't do this with these people. It's insane. I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
Sarah, my bloodlust been intensifying. Bro, I first saw this talking point. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I can't even do this. I was like, bro, I can't even spend time debunking this stupid shit, bro. He literally said he worked for the Rothschilds. I feel like I'm insulting myself in my own community for even spending time explaining to you why this propaganda makes no sense. But bro, they are going full throttle with it. It's not just in the Western media. This is what British politicians are saying. So I'll start here before I get to the end of Keir Starmer's career.
Polish Epstein spying for Vladimir Putin. Is the Prime Minister?
I don't know if you guys hear. I think this video is pretty silent. It's pretty quiet. He said Epstein is a spy for Vladimir Putin. So I'll play it again. I think the video is kind of quiet, but I try to translate if you guys have a hard time hearing it.
Government think Epstein may have been spying for Vladimir Putin. Is the Prime Minister concerned that Peter Mandelson...
So in this hypothetical, Sarah, it's Putin's fault that the Western elite is full of pedophiles. Like, can you imagine being this delusional? But sorry, I'll let it finish. But you guys see, this is the storyline they're going with.
May have been leaking state secrets, not just to a paedophile American financier, but also a Russian agent.
Come on, man.
Mr. Speaker, he talks of a public inquiry. Obviously, the focus now has to be on the criminal investigation which has started. As he knows, that investigation will go wherever the evidence leads it. And I've made it absolutely clear that the government will cooperate, as he would expect, with that criminal investigation.
So this guy right here, this Jewish supremacist who sold out his...
He's a crypto Jew, married to a Jew.
Yep.
He comes from a Jewish family.
One of the worst interview questions he ever gave, interview answers he ever gave, one of the biggest political blunders and botches, you know, those are when they actually tell the truth. He said, one of the reasons why I care deeply about Israel is because I have family there. That's, by the way, because he has families who are part of the genocidal rape cult known as Israel. That's why he's arresting NHS doctors. Like, he's arresting doctors. Yeah. And the UK is the #1 fascist country in the world. You guys know no one even come close in terms of worldwide measurements, in terms of the amount of people are arrested by social media posts. Be like, don't you know that China's authoritarian? Bro, China has like billions of people, and they don't arrest as many people as Keir Starmer does because people criticize his government for being complicit with genocide. So that's who this guy is. So do you guys think it's any surprise that he hired someone who was selling secrets to Jewish supremacists like Epstein? And then you guys see how they try to mix in some Russiagate in there, which is so low IQ, I can't even imagine it. But this is causing a political shitstorm. And I saw a BBC segment. I don't got time to show it to you guys. But this BBC segment was explaining how this is probably one of the biggest scandals in modern British politics history. Because they feel like, bro, he was selling state secrets and you guys hired him and you knew? So I'm going to read the headline. I'm going to continue. Police probing Peter Mandelson, ex-UK ambassador to the United States, as Epstein file suggests he shared state secrets. And bro, they are furious about this. And Keir Starmer, they all met today. So as the American politicians are doing their best to ignore and not acknowledge this, bro, this is becoming a political firestorm in the UK. Because, you know, I mean, their politics is pretty getting damn cutthroat. So their opposition is hitting Keir Starmer with his left and right. There's a full-blown labor rebellion.
Yeah,
where
this
people
is
in labor is posing this.
He's shaking. He starts shaking. He's done, dude. He's done. He was friends with that guy. He knew what was going on.
I've never seen a politician's career ended this abruptly before, bro. There's before I went live, there's mass calls for his resignations. Like, labor is rebelling against him. Jeremy Corbyn is taking swipes. Keir Starmer was trying to block the release of these documents that will share light on how much this guy, I'm trying to remember his name, Peter Mandelson, like pretty much his Epstein files. And then Labor revolted against Keir Starmer and sided with the opposition to release this. And now they're calling him out. But let me show you this clip, because this is the clip that's going viral. So first, Keir Starmer goes up and said, "Oh, Peter Mandelson is a scourge on UK society. He betrayed my trust. He betrayed Labour. He betrayed the UK, and I harshly regret appointing him." Essentially, he gave a bullshit filler speech for the first minute or two. I'm sure you probably seen it as well. I regret this. We had no knowledge of this. So after his initial speech, which was essentially full of bullshit, this MP completely dresses him down and asks him a question that ruined his political career. So let's get to it. Sorry, let me unmute.
Him at that dispatch box, he gave, when we knew this, I asked him at that dispatch box, he gave Mandelson his full confidence at that dispatch box, not once, but twice. He only sacked him after pressure from us. I am asking the Prime Minister something very specific, not about the generalities of the full extent. Can the Prime Minister tell us, Did the official security vetting he received mention Mandelson's ongoing relationship with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein?
My God.
Prime Minister.
Yes, it did.
Wrap it up, fam. Wrap it up. You guys want to hear that reaction again? What a pop that was.
Relationship with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
So clear. Prime Minister.
Yes, it did. As a
It's over, fam. Never seen a political career die this fast before. And like I said, this is like one of the captions of this. Look, bro, I think this guy's a part of the right wing. He's part of the opposition, but this is what everyone is saying. I'm sure this guy's on the right. Just quickly looking at his profile. But look, Keir Starmer is finished. He admits he knew Peter Mandelson was friends with Jeffrey Epstein after his conviction. And this is what everyone said, bro, he's done. Like, there's already calls from him being to call for his resignation. And there are people predicting that the UK government may collapse tonight. I don't know. Maybe they talking shit. But this is a damning admission. Let me play it again. I won't get your thoughts, Sarah. I saw you reacting pretty big. I'll play it one more time, though.
Did the official security vetting he received mention Mandelson's ongoing relationship with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein?
So clear. Prime Minister.
Yes, it did. As a result, various questions were put to him. I intend to disclose to this House all of them, the national security, prejudice to international relations.
It's funny how you think he can explain this away, fam. He starts shaking because he knows he cooks. But Sarah, I want to get you in here. What's your thoughts?
I mean, the Lord Mandelson in the emails is not just doing like shady government stuff. He's asking to procure young girls. There's photos of him in his underwear with girls. At least victims. I can't tell that they're little girls, but they're blacked out, so they're victims, or their identities are being protected. But yeah, he's in his underwear. Like this isn't like I mean, Sarah Ferguson has fled the country.
Who fled the country?
Sarah Ferguson, Prince Andrew's ex-wife.
What? How did he let her go? That's crazy.
He asked Jeffrey Epstein to marry her in 2010.
Bro, they're all dirty, bro. They're all messy as hell. So I'm gonna show you guys him stumbling a little bit here, and I want you guys to ask yourself: does he even come remotely close to easing the concerns of hiring someone that he knew worked with a convicted pedophile who sold state secrets?
As a result,
I got to show at least the crowd reaction because I love that. I love that so much.
Yes, it did. As a result, various questions were put to him. I intend to disclose to this House all of them, the national security, prejudice to international relations on one side. I want to make sure this House sees.
I love how everyone talking as he's talking. They're like, bro, did he just say what I think he just fucking said?
Yeah.
They still react. Wait, did you say what I think he just said? Hold up, this motherfucker's crazy, but I'll let it continue. But you guys said everyone is still in shock over his answer as Keir Starmer tries to save himself and doing a horrible job of doing so.
She's like, oh my God. Like her face is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro, I've never seen anyone this cooked before, bro.
He's cooked.
As nothing is gonna happen in America. As many people think nothing's gonna happen in America, bro. Shit is happening in the UK. I'm not saying it's gonna lead to any revolution, but motherfucking heads are rolling because of this. Heads are rolling because of this. Let's continue. I'm laughing at it, bro. You can tell the panic. I'm gonna show the video where you mentioned earlier with his fingers shaking. In another camera angle, you can his hand is going crazy. Anyway, let's listen more.
Documentation, so it will see for itself the extent to which time and time again Mandelson completely misrepresented the extent of his relationship with Epstein and lied throughout the process.
Everyone is calling him out for being full. He said, well, he misrepresented. We asked him interview questions about him being a pedophile, and he promised us he wasn't. Like,
not what you think it is. Nick Fuentes says it's fine if she's over 15. Just tell MI6 that. Just tell them that the Americans say it's fine if they're at least over 14 and have their period or something like that. You'll be fine. Don't worry.
That was their first talking point. You guys remember how Megyn Kelly was like, "Come on, you guys need to stop calling him a pedophile. He's like him a little young, barely legal." They like
Steve Bannon acolyte is telling us not to call him a pedophile. Oh, it's these people are so transparent. Like I can't with these people. Megyn Kelly could take her pedophilic ass elsewhere too, flip flopping all over the place. I am so tired of this media. You have Elijah Schaffer having on a coke binge, losing his fucking mind on the timeline, having affairs with girls. Like, what are we doing here? And you're going to tell me ICE needs to kill the left? At least these people are having gay sex in the open. You guys lie about everything and then pretend that you're on some sort of moral soapbox. Like, it's so crazy. It's like, it's so insane. It's so insane. I'll tell you what, these people try to make a Democratic hoax. I'm sorry, but there really aren't that many Democrats in the files, guys. There really aren't. These people don't really have an ideology. And we need to stop looking at it like that.
Well said, Sarah. Well said. This is what you mentioned earlier. You guys see how Starmer's all his obstacles. I don't know who this guy is. Don't get mad at me for quoting people who are probably questionable. I don't know these people. But Starmer, I know he's probably a Tory. Starmer had to hide his hands and stop them shaking. What was that, Sarah?
He had to hold his own hand to make it stop shaking. He was shaking so badly.
He knows this scandal could end his entire career. And bro, everyone...
Jeremy said something?
All his ops are coming out, Sarah.
Oh, I want to hear what Jeremy said. I mean, I have a soft spot for him. Sorry.
I was wondering how you feel about Jeremy Corbyn. Like, I think he's a good public figure for the UK.
I have a soft spot. Sorry, guys.
There's some criticisms on how he handled the establishment smearing him and his supporters. Like, he did this thing where he like accepted a lot of talking points on that. We may not be eye on main things, but he's been calling out the UK's complicity with genocide of the Palestinians, advocating for socialism for the UK people. So there's some criticism that he faced on the left. But as an American looking for the outside in, knowing that the UK is a fascist state, he's definitely the best they have. But anyway, this is Jeremy Corbyn and the entire Jeremy Corbyn Labour. I think they got like their new party they're working on. But all his allies, they all throwing shots at Keir Starmer. And you know that Jeremy Corbyn couldn't help himself. He said, I guess I'll play the video first. Let's play the video. Okay, he's obviously going after this too.
I can just confirm to the House, under my leadership, Mandelson had no role, no influence, and no part to play, because I do not trust the man, I do not believe the man, and we need to make that very, very clear. I can just confirm to the House.
He was like, bro, my party, when the Labour Party, when I was the leader, we didn't have any pedophiles like this. It's not my party. You guys want to get rid of me? Fine. You guys got rid of me. Guess what? Now you guys are a party full of pedophiles. Congratulations, you guys played yourself. And you want to know who was the number one agent? I'm trying to find this right now. One of the biggest ops of I wish I saved this. One of the biggest ops of Jeremy Corbyn was his pedophile. He was the number one hater of Jeremy Corbyn. Damn, I'm trying to find this article.
And he wound up being a pedophile. Did you know that even the people who debunked Pizzagate also wound up being pedophiles? We have to look back on everything now with a whole different set of eyes. This is crazy. But I hope that Keir Starmer resigns. And, the good thing about Europe is they can almost they might not be able to reach out and touch their royals, but they can reach out and touch their politicians a lot easier than we can. And I don't mean to reach out and touch in a violent way. I mean, they can get to them and put pressure on them more heavily than we can. We can't really, what do we do? Talk to them on Twitter? So I think that Europe has a chance. I do. It's going to be really hard, especially Eastern Europe. I think Eastern Europe has a chance. But we're already seeing resignations in Scandinavia and the UK. So, as long as this continues, I'm shocked that we're not seeing any Germans in there. They love eugenics.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't more, but I'm trying to find this article. I can't believe I didn't save it. I thought I did. I think I probably forgot. There was an article how Peter Mandelson was explaining how he was going to do everything he can to stop Jeremy Corbyn. And there was another headline that was like, Peter Mandelson, Jeremy Corbyn's number one enemy.
Wow.
I swear I'll show it to you guys one day. But you gotta see, back to what I was saying, you gotta notice how all the hardcore anti-communists, all the hardcore anti-socialists, they're all fucking child fuckers. You gotta see how they dehumanize people. They all pedophiles. Like I found it. Here it is. Here it is. Thank God. Look, Peter Mandelson. I keep butchering his name. Peter Mandelson. I try to undermine Jeremy Corbyn every single day. This is the guy who sold state secrets on behalf of Jeffrey Epstein. You guys see how you work to undermine Jeremy Corbyn? All the ops of socialism, man. All the ops of communism, it never fails.
Oh, he's Jewish. Go figure.
Of course. I'm not saying all the every single goddamn time. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let me move on.
Most of the every single times.
Most of the every time.
Every time. It's most of the time. I don't know. Say something funny, but yeah, of course he's Jewish. I knew Mandelson was Jewish because Mandelbaum is very Jewish, but it's tribalism to the maximum. I want to shamelessly plug again. We're doing like a informal book club sort of on my personal Spaces account. We're reading From Yahweh to Zion, which talks about the infiltration of the royal houses and the political machines of Europe by crypto Jews and Jews. It's pretty scary. It's really scary.
Eugenics and racism are glorified inbreeding.
Yeah, I can see that.
I
can see that. Sorry, Ukrainian. I'm sorry. I keep saying the J word. We're not saying the J word anymore. We're calling them all Ukrainian. So we're not antiseptic anymore. So we're just going to say it's the Ukrainians.
Of
course he's Ukrainian. Yeah, it's the Ukrainians. There goes the Ukrainians again.
So this is you guys see how the Labor Party is rebelling against all of them are. It's over for Keir Starmer. He lost his party, bro. They all voting, so Starmer will be forced to give up files relating to Peter Mandelson. And what did it say that Starmer was trying to stop this from happening? So more files going to be given over his appointment, and exactly how much they knew. So their party's done with them. In Europe, there's massive investigations here. I'm gonna get close. I'm nearing wrapping up the segment here. But look, Europe and the Epstein file. This is from Euro News. As the American, you guys know, American journalists had no curiosity. They're happy to be state stenographers. And the UK is a very propagandized country, but even their journalists like, hold up, nigga, let me look at this shit. What the hell is going on? You guys see they drawing these maps. Like, bro, the European corporate media is literally drawing maps about what's going on in Jeffrey Epstein. You guys see why I said the United States is the most propagandized country in the world? I don't know that much about Euro News. I don't follow them that often. I'm sure they are NATO propagandists, but even they are like, bro, this is crazy. How far is the continent's political elite implicated? They know it's over, Sarah. They know the illusion of the West is over. This is why anti-imperialists have been vindicated. The UK, they understand how devastating this will be for the continuance of the United States and European allies as the main hegemon. They know this is the PR disaster that's going to spark worldwide consciousness shifts. And you want to know who else who knows this? I think I'm going to end on this. This will be our last thing we share tonight. I'm going to show you just a little bit of how Russia has been cooking. Because RT has been having a field day. If you haven't been following RT, now is a good time to at least see what they've been saying about this and what Russian politicians have been saying about this. And the Russians are just getting started. Like, we know Vladimir Putin, he has a great sense of humor. My friend Zoya, she has a great sense of humor. Russians, they got a great sense of humor, and they're going to roast the West for this for a very long time.
And Epstein materials, which were published during these days, give us a proof of how the Western elite treats children, including their own children. Basically, they do not care any longer on what their fate will be. You see how they treat them. Imagine those who for decades subjected kids to violence, and they did it en masse, involving more victims underage children and adults, and Epstein materials, which...
So, in a nutshell, this is the tweet. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman says Epstein files expose, he added the Jewish part there, how Jewish Western elites treat children nothing more than cattle and meat. America's reputation is finished thanks to the Jews.
Thanks to the Ukrainians. We're not saying that anymore. It's antiseptic. We're gonna get palantired. We're getting palantired.
So she didn't say the Jews in the video. He added. That's what he added. I would say
interesting because they talk about it. Russians will talk about it, and they'll use other words. Like you could see Andre talking about them with try to like because you can't be anti-Semitic in Russia. They don't tolerate it. But yeah,
the one thing I would say for the right wingers,
they know what happened. That's why Dugan's talking the way that he is.
The only thing I would say to the right winger, because it's obviously a right wing account, I don't have time to filter for ideology when I'm showing you guys these receipts. That's a fucking waste of my time. The only thing I would say for the people on the right is don't let the evangelical Christians off the hook either. Like I'm not afraid to name the Jew, but there are a lot of right wingers who believe that white America is like the morally superior people. So they're trying to blame the Jews to let white America off the hook. And I have no problem with naming the Jew, but you guys need to own up to your culture being complicit with this as well. That's the only thing I'm gonna add. Just don't try to cast all your sin just on the Jew. You guys are right there with them every single step of the way. You had a lot of the Goyim capitalists like Elon Musk and many other people who wanted to join the Jewish supremacists. That's the only thing I will add. I got just two more receipts because this is the point I made earlier. A lot of people are missing.
Oh my God, yeah.
And trust me, I get it. I understand that covering the pedophilia and the rape part is extremely important. But what I think is done on purpose by the corporate media, they're not talking about how these people are mass murderers. I made this point earlier. There's a lot of rape and stuff, but there's also just a lot of demonic murderous behavior shown in the Epstein files. Epstein are murdering female children. They're like shrimp. You throw away the head and keep the body. You guys see how just casually they talk about death? And one more thing I'll share, and I'll get your thoughts, Sarah. They was also hunting people for sport. Like this is one of the emails that where they was talking about hunting people. Can we talk about our treasure hunt for girls on the island? And then there was another message where he's playing. He said, "Thanks. That was a thrilling hunt." Nigga, what? And look, subject. Snipe hunt is over. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but it says snipe hunt is over. So not only was they engaging in rape, they were also engaging in these weird hunts, these murderous campaigns, like the same with what I showed you earlier, where the guy who raped that young boy later killed and sacrificed them. How they have all these different mechanisms, the way to get rid of the body. This is the one angle I see a lot of people missing. Obviously, this was a sex human trafficking code, but it also shows how little they value human life and how they're extremely sadist and they take pleasure from the pain that they see they inflict on humanity. So as we was all being radicalized and we was shedding tears over babies in Gaza, they would probably fetishize seeing those videos and footage. They love seeing Abu Ghraib. Like when the Abu Ghraib shit came out, Sarah, they probably loved it. Stories about United States torture. You guys see how these people operate and how they try to project that same sadism on the American populace using forums like 4chan poll. Now Nick Fuentes and them joking about pedophilia, selling merch about pedophilia. It's all about bringing humanity down to darkness with them. Sarah, any final thoughts on this? I think we can begin to wrap here. Thank you for joining me today.
I said on my show today, and I'm going to say it to you guys just because I relate to I don't consider myself a left or a right, really, because I'm too all over the place and schizophrenic. But I relate, I relate to and I trust the left more than I trust the right. And on Twitter, and guys, don't be mean to me. Just hear me out. On Twitter, I do know a few people who were, and I'm just speaking for myself, that were ignorant and are completely disgusted and doing everything they can to now research and be anti-Trump and do all of that. And like one of my female journalist friends says that a lot of people are saying, well, this is your fault. And we can hold them accountable in better ways than saying like, the blood of children is on your hands, especially when we need to kind of reach a little bit across the aisle and grab them and at least tell them that we're fighting against a satanic pedophilic cult that wants to kill all of us, no matter what your ideology is. They don't have one. Yeah. So that's the only thing. And I don't even know if the person who said it was a leftist. Who knows? But I'm just saying, but yeah, Democrats aren't leftist. It could have been just a shit lib. You're right. So it probably was that. It probably was a shit lib. You're right. But yeah, I just implore people and encourage them to just try to. People are really hard, like especially the females that I've spoken to are really, really heartbroken. Really, really like going through it. And how many girls do we know that are survivors of some sort of traumatic event? And it's just, I just implore people to be super sensitive. And I think that now we almost came together over Palestine. We were so close, and then they ripped and dumped Somali daycare fraud on us, and people ate the slop like idiots. Not the left, but the right ate the slop like idiots. This is an issue that if we can't come together behind this, that's it. You guys need to find an exit plan, because that's the end. If Americans cannot come together behind children being killed, being maimed, being dismembered, and unspeakable things happening to them, then the country's gone. I'm sorry, guys. And that's a really hard thing to say. But if you cannot stop this, you have to leave. You have to save yourself and your children and your progeny.
Yeah, that's very beautifully said, Sarah. I love that you added that. I mentioned on Monday that this is a make or break moment for humanity. And we fast forward to this time next year, and people are still talking about the culture war, or how the 2020 elections go. And we see like it's even in 6 months, people are like, we gotta make sure we register to vote for the midterm elections.
Yeah, we're gonna vote our way out of the pedophilic satanic cult, and then the Democrats are gonna legislate our way out of it. I can't.
The reformists have taken so many L's. We're gonna do reform this pedophilic satanic cult. I've been on this kick for a while now. That's why I had conversations with Jake Shields, many other people who I strongly disagree with, and people still don't forgive me. People still won't forgive me for that, but I don't regret it at all, because I think we need to form a coalition against these monsters, man. Against these absolute monsters. I think, like, I don't like to. I'm not one of those people who like to glorify the American Revolution like many people did, but you got to realize that the founding fathers revolted for way less than this shit.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Over some fucking tea, guys. Over some tea.
So
okay,
Sarah, thank you.
I don't know if you can't put your differences aside for children, any children, black, brown, white, purple, not to be like gay and shit libby, but we watch Palestinian kids die. We watch Palestinian children be genocided. Now we're finding out that not a genocide, but some sort of disgusting, systematic killing of our own children was happening under our noses. If we accept this, then I think that we deserve what's coming to us, because there's nothing more depraved than what is happening right now.
Yep.
That's all.
You guys know that I'm not politically correct. Sarah not politically correct, but there's not time for this shit, bro. It's time for us to speak truth. It's time for us to unite with each other. So, as I mentioned before, try to change your community too. That's what I've been focusing heavy on my real life.
Dude, talk to nail tech. Let like the dumbest people know. I've said to sit with my nail tech and be like, "Did you hear about this girl?" Like, it's the littlest things. I know a guy who went to the movie theater this week and just handed out flyers of Melania with Brett Ratner with like an explainer on it, and just handed it out to people who were going to the Melania movie. These are the things that people need to see. It's serious.
I see 2 more super chats. Thank God I didn't want to skip this. Holding PDF files accountable is anti-Semitic. Yeah. Bro, there was a Zionist account that said that too. I don't obviously I didn't have time to show you guys, but this guy was like, "Oh, the reason why people are interested in did you see this tweet? The reason why people are interested in Jeffrey Epstein is inherently come from anti-Semitism. The only reason you guys care is because it's a Jew." Like, they're already saying that, guys. The only reason you guys care is because he's a Jew.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only reason why I care about children, is because the one who perpetrated the crimes against them was Jewish. Where are we? I can't.
We got to huddle up against them.
They're transferring the Palestinian stuff to us, right? They're saying, "Oh, when you guys only cared about the Palestinians because the Jews were doing it to them. Now you only care about your own kids because it's Jews."
Yeah, we have to huddle against them. This was essentially my second therapy session this week. I had a 3-hour therapy segment on Monday.
Yeah, you need them almost daily these days. It's crazy what you wake up
Bro,
to.
this channel, I'm telling you guys right now, this channel is nothing but therapy for the next few weeks. Like, bro, after what we read, after what we just covered, after we just witnessed, this channel is just pure therapy for the next few weeks. So we're definitely going to reach out again. Make sure you guys follow Sarah, DDG. They're always in the lab cooking over there. It was great having you on. Thank you, Sarah, for all your takes. I'll see you guys soon.
See you soon, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Thanks, everyone.
All right, have a good one.